Wednesday, we have reports out showing that crude inventories built while distillates fell. Here to talk to me about that today is Cindy Wexler at the NYMEX. Cindy, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
So Cindy, we saw a build in crude oil, a fall in distillates, crude down a little bit. What do you make of it?
You know, I think that if it wasn't for the cold weather out there and the big draw in the distillates, you would see crude prices quite a bit lower. I think that crude prices are sort of stable and only slightly lower due to the momentum from the heating oil due to all of this cold weather. I mean, other than that, we've had a lot of sort of negative economic sentiment out there, which has been weighing on the stock market, and crude has been tracking the stock market as well.
Right. Yeah, and I'm wondering, when we see these distillate draws start to pull out of the market as the winter moves into the spring, do you see oil falling further than without that support?
I do. I think we could see oil head down to the $90 area, perhaps. You know, in addition to the big draws that we're seeing, we did have the completion of the Keystone pipeline, which should free up some of the inventory in Cushing and spread it out a little bit more.
Sure. Speaking of Keystone pipeline, on Tuesday night, President of the United States was talking about natural gas quite a bit in his State of the Union address. Do you think this gives a big boost to nat gas?
I do. I think it is going to give a big boost to nat gas long range because we have not had a energy policy definitively by this government that had a place for natural gas in it. But what we have seen is with these big increases in spot prices at shortages at certain points is that we don't have enough infrastructure to get the gas that we have to the places that we need it when we have cold weather such as this. So I think that'll be good for natural gas that the president is on board with this, that we should be able to build out the infrastructure more.
And just like so many other things in most State of the Union addresses, a president does bring up something that they look to in the future, but at the moment, at least, maybe not the infrastructure to get it into the level that he wants it to be. Cindy, as always, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
For The Street, I'm Joe Deaux.